Hey everybody, Multiclass Gamer here. Welcome to another vlog, a game collection video. And, oh wow, I accidentally turned off the light there for a second. It's probably because I have my case in a pretty poor area. Anyways, we're going to be doing the 3DS today, the 3DS family of systems. I actually have the pleasure of owning 5 of the 6 Nintendo 3DS family systems. But let's go back to the very beginning, shall we? So 3DS came out in March 2011. And at first, I had little interest in it. I don't know, maybe I said it differently, like back in the day, but really I had no interest in getting it at first when it, for the first 6 months it was out, because, well, the lineup of games was not very impressive when it first came out. I mean, let's see, for North America, we had Asphalt 3D, Bust a Move Universe, Combat of Giants, Lego Star Wars 3, Madden NFL Football, like these, nothing that I had any interest in whatsoever. There was no Mario games, there was none of Nintendo's big franchises were on the launch list, basically. So right off the gate, the 3DS did not have a good start at all whatsoever. There was not really anything interesting for, hardcore Nintendo players, basically. It was just, there was a Street Fighter game, there was Super Monkey Ball 3D, but, again, there was nothing that I had any interest in playing whatsoever. So, for the first 6 months, I had no interest in picking up a 3DS. I had heard about it from Yoshi-Fan 2012 because she had one long before I did. I don't know if she got it around the launch, the time the system was launched, but I think she had it long enough to benefit from the Ambassador program. Because 3 months after 3DS came out, Nintendo saw how poorly it was doing, so they cut the price to about a third of what it originally was. I can't remember how much it was. Okay, so yeah, when it launched, it was $249.99. So they cut the price down to, okay, so it was more like almost like 6 months or so. Like in July 2011, basically, is when they cut the price down, and it was down to $169 basically. So yeah, it was a very major price cut, and it was necessary because once they did the price cut, they suddenly started selling very well, but they still had all the people who had bought the 3DSs prior, so they felt kind of, honestly, quite understandably ripped off. So Nintendo brought out the Ambassador program for the 3DSs that were bought before the price cut, which basically means that you got a bunch of free virtual console games, essentially. Like, from what I heard, it was Game Boy, some Game Boy Advance games, NES games, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, either way, owning a 3DS before and after the price cut was, especially before the price cut was, ultimately it was worth it in the end to have those. At least I personally would have thought it would be, but I don't know because I didn't have a, Ambassador 3DS. So finally September came around and it was my 16th birthday. I remember I might have talked about this during my Barnyard Let's Play because this was, at the time, I was doing my Barnyard Let's Play, as well as, I think, Luigi's Mansion, and actually I had finished Luigi's Mansion a month prior, but yeah, I was doing Barnyard, and I think, I wish I could remember what other game, oh yeah, DK64, I just started it around that time, too. Anyways, I probably talked about one of those 2 Let's Plays, but yeah, I finally got my 3DS around then, and the game I picked up was Star Fox 64 3D. That was the game, the one game I think at the time that I was interested in. I think I was interested in Mario 3D Land, but when that was coming around that time, but I don't think it was until Mario 3D Land didn't come out until like October or November 2011 or somewhere around, maybe December. I don't know, but either way, it wasn't out yet at the time that I got my 3DS, and so Star Fox 64 3D was the only game I was interested in at the time. And so I finally did. I got my 3DS. This is my original 3DS right here. This is the Cosmo Black color. Most people are familiar with the blue and black color that is the signature color for the 3DS, but yeah, I went with Cosmo Black, basically. So, yeah, I got that along with a charging stand, and as you can see, I have plugged into the charger because the thing is, I haven't turned my 3DS on, my original 3DS on, in God knows how long. I have no idea how long I've had this thing off, but yeah, I haven't even tried to play it in years, and the reason why is because I got the later models, but we'll get to that later. But anyways, I enjoyed it for the first couple months I had it, but I didn't play it that much. I just played Star Fox 64 3D And to be honest, Star Fox 64 3D was the only game I had for it for for the better part of 2 years, basically. It wasn't until, no, actually, no, 1 year. Yeah, it was actually 1 year. I'm pretty sure. Was it 2012 or 2013 I got I don't know. Oh, wow. Christmas Eve of 2013. So literally for the first 2 years and 3 months I had my 3DS, all I had was just one game, Star Fox 64 3D, and that's all I played for a couple months. But then, if I can turn my 3DS and prove it to you, let's see if it will power on, because I haven't powered this thing on years. Let's see. See what happens here. Oh my god, it's actually powered on. But, wow, this is even worse than I remember. Yeah, so the reason why I stopped playing my 3DS a few months after I got is because of this. This is my top screen. It's completely gone. So what happened was, I took my 3DS to school the first couple of months I had it. Not so much to play Star Fox 64 3, but to play other things that were that came with it, like the AR games or whatever they're called, those augmented reality games. Basically, I think that's what it's called, augmented reality. It's like AR games. I forgot what they're called. It's like for instance, there was Face Raiders, like where you take a picture of your face and then you like shoot like balls at your face. I don't know. It sounds kind of ridiculous, like the more I talk about, but yeah, it's my god, seeing that screen is just kind of sad, actually. Well, actually, I can still like kind of see, like if I look at the screen like from the side, I can kind of see. But if you look straight at it, it's just black with a few colors on it. So yeah, my 3DS is virtually unplayable. My original 3DS. But yeah, like I was saying before, I took my 3DS to school a lot, and I used it to play with the camera base. Especially the person I was dating at the time, they like to take pictures and whatnot. Like it was mainly them taking pictures, and like to, I just had, and not just her, but like I had also other friends like doodling on and whatnot. So I had a lot more fun with the other features on the 3DS than actually the games itself. Essentially, the first few months I had it, and by November of 2011, after just 2 months of having it, my 3DS screen became cracked, and part of the reason, and I think the main reason why, is because I had it in a very poor location in my backpack. Like basically, my backpack was stuffed to the brim, essentially. So much so that it was probably really bad for my back. But either way, it just ended up squishing the 3DS itself. I didn't have a case for it at all, as you can see. I mean, I have a case for my future. I had cases for my future 3DS systems, but for my original 3DS, I didn't have a case at all. It was just in there, so it was subject to essentially a lot of squishing, and that's what led to this. And I remember even I just took very poor care of it in general. Like I remember storing a bag of Skittles in there at some point, and that bag became open or something, and the Skittles got all over the 3DS too. It's clean right now. Like it's obviously cleaned it up at some point, but it's still basically unusable because of that. But I don't recall the 3D, having the 3D glow right here too, though. That's pretty cool on the future systems, I mean. But yeah, either way, that's why I don't play my original 3DS anymore. I just have it for display purposes, essentially, like just to tell stories about it like I am right now. But yeah, and I remember talking about this, and the only reason I know it happened within the first couple months of owning it is because I talked about this in a vlog in November 2011 at Ultra 64 Fan 1's birthday, when we went there to record a bunch of multiplayer madnesses, like the second round of multiplayer madnesses, which were some of the best multiplayer madnesses we ever made. Like to this day, I still go back to watch those all the time because they're so. I just love our energy in those videos. Essentially, like it's just so enjoyable to watch because of all the different topics we're talking about and how we're reacting to the stuff going on in the game. Like it was just, I feel like that was the prime multiplayer madnesses. But to be honest, we still make even our most recent multiplayer madnesses still have a lot of energy to them. So I'm not saying that to say that the later ones suck, but because we still had some really great times. But anyways, I didn't mean to segue into another topic, but either way, I remember talking about that, and there's actually an existing vlog on my old vlog channel where I talk about this, like November 25th or 26th, 2011 vlog or something like that. It's like 2011, November 26th morning vlog, essentially, because we were doing it like it was after midnight. So yeah, it's the 26th vlog. So anyways, I didn't mean to talk about my original 3DS for so long. But anyways, yeah, basically for that reason, I didn't play it, and I know some of you are probably asking me why I didn't send it to Nintendo to get it fixed, because it was only I'd only owned it for like 2 months at that point, and so it was obviously within warranty. But it's hard to say honestly, because it was my fault that the thing broke. It wasn't the thing breaking down because of manufacturing errors. It was my fault. I just took very poor care of it. So I think that, along with the fact that I didn't understand much about like how warranties work and whatnot. I didn't tell my parents or anything, or maybe I told my mom. I don't know. The only reason I know is because because finally, in Christmas 2013, after not playing 3DS like at all because of the condition of my original 3DS, like after not playing it for that long, for Christmas of 2013, my mom got me the Nintendo 3DS XL. This was released in 2012. And this was further motivation for me not to get my original 3DS fixed, because I knew at some point I would just, why get my original 3DS fixed when I can just get the bigger screens, essentially. So, yeah, my mom got me the 3DS XL in Christmas 2013. And along with that, a bunch of games, actually. I can't remember what they were. I want to say one of them was Luigi's Dark Moon. Mario Kart 7, New Super Mario Bros. 2, and Super Mario 3D Land. I think those are the 4 games that she got for me. Mario Kart 7 is not surprising, because that was the best-selling game on the system, and also it was the Mario Kart game, so I had to get it, obviously. But either way, I had a lot of fun with my 3DS XL, and I took a lot better care of this, especially since I actually got a case with this one. So that just made it easier to take better care of it, and thus put a lot more, give it a lot more love, essentially, than my original 3DS. And so with those 4 games, I started playing it a lot more. And the game I put the most time into, obviously, was Mario 3D Land. That was the first 3DS game that I played to full completion. And I had a lot of fun with it. 3DS, I mean, it's not a very memorable Mario game by any stretch of the imagination, but it's still a pretty good game. It's still Mario, and it's basically, 2D Mario games, but in 3D. Because it really doesn't feel like much of a 3D Mario game, honestly. It's more like a 2D Mario game in a 3D setting, essentially. That's the best way to put it. But yeah, so that was the first 3DS game I completed. I didn't play Mario Kart 7 all that much, because at the time, because you gotta keep in mind, it was late 2013, I had my Wii U at this point, Mario Kart 8 had already been announced at this point, so I think that's what kept me from playing Mario Kart 7. It's like, why play this game when I can just wait for the new Mario Kart game, and especially since I didn't really have anyone to play with. Like, I don't think we got together much to play games that much together, at least on the 3DS. If we did, it was usually console games. I don't know. Honestly, that's honestly the best explanation I could come up with if I didn't play Mario Kart 7 much. And same goes for Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I didn't play it that much either. I started playing a little bit, but it didn't catch my attention that much. Not the same way as the original Luigi's Mansion did. It just didn't resonate with me that much. But rest assured I will get to eventually. As for New Super Mario Bros. 2, that was the game I took on next after taking on, what was it? It's either Mario 3D Land or, well, by this point, I already long completed New Super Mario Bros. U. So obviously, yeah, I played New Super Mario Bros. 2, and that ended up being honestly, my least favorite of all the New Super Mario Bros. Games. In fact, actually, New Super Mario Bros. 2 is probably my least favorite Mario game of all time. Because I remember even then playing it and saying, "Wow, this is like really lazy." Like I remember noticing like how they were reusing the music from like they didn't. I don't think it had a single actually no, I take that back. It did have a couple original themes in it, but otherwise they ripped the music straight from New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and like the main theme of the game was just an alternate version of New Super Mario Bros. Wii, essentially, wasn't it? I'll have to listen to it again, but I'm pretty sure it was basically New Super Mario Bros. Wii just put on there. And not only that, but the final battle with Bowser, spoiler alert, that was also the lamest fight with Bowser ever as well. It just disappointed me even as a kid. And like when I didn't care so much about, whether the game was good or not. I just could not. I was not very happy with it. I played through it. I mean, like, as far as Mario game standards go, obviously, I just didn't care for it that much. Okay. So next up in 2013, Nintendo came out with the new, or not the new yet, quite yet, but just the original Nintendo 2DS. And this, I do have a Nintendo 2DS, but this was actually the last of the, well, one of the last. Was it the last? No, this was the second. I'm trying to remember. When did I get this? I got this in 2018. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, this is the third member of the 3DS family. So I'll just mention it right now. I didn't get this until 2018. I think I used it my tax return check for it basically. But this 3DS is special. This 2DS is special. First of all, because it is it's the Link edition basically. And it came pre-installed with Ocarina of Time 3D. So I finally had Ocarina of Time 3D, even though I haven't played it yet. But yeah, so I have that game on here if I want to play it. But more importantly, this 2DS I did not buy this at a store, and I did not buy it from Nintendo specifically. This actually came from a third-party seller on Amazon that sells modded 2DSs and 3DSs with capture cards built into them. So you can plug it into your computer, and you can capture the footage on your screen using, I think you have to use a screen capture of sorts in order to record the footage, but you still have to figure out how to record the audio, so yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out, but basically, yeah, that's how I got my 2DS eventually. And then, in 2014, I think it was, Nintendo came out with the new Nintendo 3DS XL. Well, first the new Nintendo 3DS, and then the 3DS XL. Okay, so originally there was the new Nintendo 3DS and the new Nintendo 3DS XL, but the new Nintendo 3DS, the original model, like the smaller size, was originally exclusive to Japan. We didn't get it in North America until it was like it basically came in like a bundle of sorts, and that wasn't until it's like about 7 months after the new 3DS XL came out in North America. And as you can see, I also have the new 3DS XL. So the regular size 3DS new Nintendo. I really don't like how their naming scheme for their systems, but yeah. So this is the new Nintendo 3DS XL that I have. It's you're gonna see backloggery screen, okay? So that's what you're seeing on the reflection in case you want to use backloggery, the website. So nothing special there. I'm not revealing any like passwords or anything if you can see my computer screen, so I'm not worried about that. But basically, it came with this little pad right here. It's like for controlling your camera or something like that in the games. I'm not entirely sure on it, and I also like the color of the buttons too. So pretty cool stuff. But the main, I guess, there were a couple major improvements, in the first one, and one of them being that it had amiibo support basically, but also the fact that previous incarnations of the 3DS. You had to look directly at the screen in order for the 3D effect to work, but with the new Nintendo 3DS, they added new technology to it to where you could be looking at it from any angle whatsoever, and it can adjust to your face to make it proper 3D essentially. So it's not looking all distorted if you're looking at it from the side. But that came out early 2015, and I don't remember when I got my new Nintendo 3DS XL, but either way, I also don't remember if I got any games for it. I think it's hard to it's kind of fuzzy at this point once we get to the new 3DS XL. And then finally, in 2016, or was it 2017? I think it was 2017. Nintendo came out with the last of the 3DS family. That was the new 2DS XL. I remember the jokes, people saying like the 1DS, like saying to be like a 1DS and be like a mobile device essentially. I remember that joke back in the day. But yeah, I finally got my new 2DS XL around. I think I also spent my tax return check on this like back in 2019 or something like that. Yeah, I think it was 2019 actually, somewhere around there. Or was it? No, it was like the end of 2018 actually that I got it. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. But anyways, now that I've gone over all the entire 3DS family, like the systems, let's actually get into the collection of games I have. Jeez. It's not impressive, not by any stretch of the imagination. This is it right here. These are all my 3DS games right here, so let's get through all of them. Starting at the top with Detective Pikachu. I don't have much to say about the game because I haven't played it yet, but I will say I actually really enjoyed the movie. I know I think my friends were a bit more lukewarm to it, but I personally enjoyed it a lot, so I think it was a pretty good game. Or movie. I don't know much about the game, like I said. Hey, Pikmin! Hey, this game is so pretty bleh. It's pretty average compared to the other Pikmin games, but it's not bad like people are saying. It's just it just doesn't live up to the enjoyment of the other games as far as I'm concerned. Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn. So towards the end of 3DS's life, we got a lot of ports of like Wii games and yeah, mostly Wii games essentially, and also like old DS games like remasters and ports. But needless to say, this came around the end of the 3DS's lifetime. At this point, the 3DS was basically on life support. They weren't making any new games for it. They were just putting out filler essentially to keep the system alive, essentially alive with next to the Switch, basically. I guess they wanted to see if the Switch was going to be successful or not or something. I don't know. Because during the Wii U, the 3DS was what was keeping Nintendo afloat, essentially, like I said before. Kirby Triple Deluxe. I had this game thanks to Yoshi Fan 2012. She got me this for Christmas in 2019. Or 2018, sorry. I keep getting my years mixed up. But 2018 to 2019 is when we were living together. I think she also got me a Zelda Link Between Worlds, because I was interested in owning this game. So, haven't played it, so nothing to comment on it quite yet. The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. I think she got me this too. She got me quite a few of the games in my collection. So, I had Yoshi Fan 2012 to thank for most of my 3DS games, actually. Well, not most of them, but a bunch of them. This one I know I bought on my own though. Luigi's Mansion 3DS. To be honest, this actually made me want to play the original. I was not really impressed with this remake of the old game, but nevertheless, it's not bad. It just makes me want to play the original game more. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. So I got this along with other games on my Nintendo 3DS XL back in the day. And like I said before, I'm just kind of lukewarm to this, at least after playing it for like an hour or so. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga and Bowser's Minions. Haven't played this yet because I wanted to complete the original Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, so that's why I haven't gone around to it quite yet. Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story and Bowser Jr.'s Journey. So this is one of those games that came out late in 3DS's lifetime. It didn't do so well. Unfortunately, this is a game that put Alpha Dream bankrupt, essentially, so it prevented us from ever getting another Mario and Luigi game. Next up, Mario Kart 7, the best-selling game on the 3DS, and one I haven't played, like, pretty much at all, basically. It's a fun game from what I played so far. Oh boy, Metroid Prime Federation Force. Haven't played this much yet. I don't know if I'm ever going to play this blind, in the spirit of playing other Metroid Prime games blind. But, I know my friends had a lot of fun with this, and I wish I had played this game with them, honestly. I actually wish I did, because I probably would have found myself enjoying it a lot if I did. So, it's one of those old times I regret, honestly. Like I said before, New Super Mario Bros. 2, probably the worst game in the series, the New Super Mario Bros. Series, in my personal opinion. Oh boy, speaking of worst games. Paper Mario Sticker Star. Just saying that the name of the game hurt my throat. Okay, it's just the fact I'm talking too much. Okay, so here's a really good indie game, Shovel Knight. This actually ended up doing really well, and I remember watching Ultra 64 Fan 1 play this a lot, like when I think it was like May 2015 when they came to visit me in my school. Yeah, I remember watching Ultra play this for a little bit, and he had a lot of fun with it, but I haven't played it much yet, honestly. SpongeBob SquigglePants 3Ds. This is the first of these SpongeBob games on the 3DS. basically a 3DS port of a Wii game, and it was the first SpongeBob game on the 3DS, so they called it 3D. So, yeah, no comments on it quite yet because I haven't played it yet. And the second SpongeBob game on 3DS, Plankton's Robotic Revenge. Probably just as bad as the rest of them, honestly. Speaking of bad SpongeBob games, SpongeBob Hero Pants. Yeah. No comment on that. And a very special game to me. The first 3DS game I owned, and the only one I had for the first 2 years I had the 3DS. Star Fox 64 3D. Still a lot of fun times, even though I never beat it, because I never beat the original, so what do you expect? Super Mario 3D Land, the first 3DS game I completed. I played to full completion. Good stuff. Super Smash Bros. For 3DS. Fantastic game on there, and also the only portable, Smash Bros. Ultimate now, so not the only portable game anymore, but still, it was really good for its time. Have a portable Smash Bros. Game. Ultimate NES Remix. I already talked about NES Remix on the Wii U collection, so moving on. And finally, the last game, and the one I got thanks to, I'm pretty sure I got this from Yoshi Fan 2012 as well. Yoshi's New Island. Not one of the better Yoshi games out there. I don't know if it's better or worse than Yoshi's Crafted World, because I haven't played either, but I've heard this one's not that impressive. Like, it's probably, I don't think it's a bad game necessarily, but I do know it's pretty infamous for its music, basically. Its music is not that good. And that, my friends, is my entire 3DS collection, aside from Ocarina of Time 3D, which is on my 2DS that has a capture card. So let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time for my next video game collection. Because guess what? Next up we're doing the Nintendo Entertainment System. All right. See you guys later. Bye.